Welcome back to Just a Guy Reviews. I'm Matt Sula, and today's special presentation is Megalopolis, the new movie directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Apparently, it has been 40 years in the making. He's been thinking about making this movie. It's his first film in 13 years since Blixt, which did not get very good reviews. I had not seen it. This movie is also starring Adam Driver, Nathalie Emmanuel, Giancarlo Esposito, Shia LaBeouf, This movie is also starring Adam Driver, Nathalie Emmanuel, Giancarlo Esposito, Shia LaBeouf, Aubrey Plaza, and much more. This movie's an absolute mess in a bad way. Sometimes things can be a mess and it's fun. I didn't find really anything redeemable. There were a few moments that there was some humor. I laughed. I thought it was pretty good. But overall, for 2 hours and 15 minutes, this was pretty rough to get through. Two people walked out of my theater. I thought about it a few times, but I was like, no, I'm going to stick it out, even though I know it's not going to get better. I kept with it. I had to, immediately when I left, I had to look at a synopsis or something to tell me what the movie was about. Because there are a lot of big ideas going on here that you can tell he wanted to get to, but he didn't even go halfway with them. I'd say he went a quarter of the way. He would start to build upon whatever story he wanted to tell, and then all of a sudden we were in a party scene that just deviated from everything for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It really was just a total mess, totally incoherent. And a lot of this movie is about how society is going to chaos and how the world is falling apart and how the American empire is falling. And I guess if you're really pretentious and you really want to like this movie to be different, you're going to say that's why the movie was complete chaos and such a mess, because that's what it's trying to portray modern society as. But I think you're out of your mind if you think that, if you truly believe that that's what Francis Ford Coppola was going for. You think this man made 4 movies, 5 movies. You think he's only made The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, and The Conversation, because every other one of his movies, pretty bad. And this movie's no different. I just think that he struck lightning a few times and never found it again, because this is not the same guy who made those movies. He hasn't made a good movie probably since The Godfather Part 3, which was well over 30 years ago. And I think that, it's still Francis Ford Coppola. He's going to be a legend. He made 2 of the greatest movies, 3 of the greatest movies ever made, in my opinion. And, if I see his name, I'm going to go see it just out of pure curiosity. But I had hopes for this movie, even though I heard it was a mess. I had hopes, even though people said it was terrible. But I still went. I'm still going to go see him in the future. But my expectations are going to be on the floor from here on out, because this is just not very good. And the scores tend to reflect that. On IMDb, it currently is a 5.6 out of 10. Letterboxd 2.7 out of 5. Rotten Tomatoes critics 50%. Nothing on the audience yet. It's a little too early. Personally, I'm giving it a 15 out of 100. I think it was terrible. Like, the acting was bad. A lot of the CGI was bad. It wanted to be something, and it just never got there. It's something I would never watch again. I would never tell anyone to go see. My buddy saw it as well, and he was like, one of the worst things I've ever seen. And I think I have to agree with him. It was awful. I will continue to live in the 70s with Francis Ford Coppola, and that's completely fine with me for the rest of my life. But that'll be it for me. That's my review and reaction to the new Megalopolis. Let me know what you thought. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. That'll be it from me. Remember, I'm just a guy who loves movies. Peace.